I am a conservationist because I love the outdoors. I mean, it's just pretty simple. I like being outdoors. And when you're outside, you can't help but noticing changes and wondering over the course of your lifetime, where did the fish go? Why are there all these stumps? Haven't the trees grown faster? What things that you notice that make you just want to engage in being a better steward? So I'm fortunate to have gotten involved in philanthropy from a family that had the resources to just dive in and think about a long-term strategy, reflect a little bit about the programs and initiatives that we wanted to have part of our life. So it started small. I think like most folks, you send a $50 check to somewhere, you get some information back, and you decide, oh, I want to be part of that. I want to read more about those issues. I want to meet other people that are engaged in those issues, and I, want to make a long-term commitment. I want to do this with the kinds of things that I do every year, and just let your philanthropic journey unfold, see where it goes. I'm involved in water for really easy, simple reasons. I'm curious. I want to know where my water comes from, and I want to know where it goes. And some of it sounds deceivingly simple. I mean, water comes from rivers, comes from lakes, it comes from rain. But there's a lot of complex, competing demands on that water. Water for fish, water for agriculture, water for communities. And when you find the folks sitting at the table trying to make decisions on how to manage these critical supplies, you realize that that independent voice, some group that can look at the ways the water policies are made for an intergenerational perspective, from not just one particular interest, is just what it takes to do the right thing. To us, in our family, a living legacy is an aligning of our values with our aspirations for the vision, the strategy we have for the future. And so a real simple example of that is if we create an estate plan, which in our case said 15% of our estate would go to the environmental movement, that each year we'd sit back and go, well, are we giving 15% of this year's philanthropy to the environmental movement? And are we engaged and aligned in the same kind of efforts? And the perfect example for us was we don't know what the challenges of the future are going to be in the environmental movement, but we know we need to build the capacity, that we know we need to make sure that we've got the trust and the commitment and the conviction of the experts to do the right thing when the problems come up. I've loved working with the Nature Conservancy. A couple real simple reasons. One is when we started out in our environmental philanthropy, we were learning, and they were able to answer a lot of questions, invite us to conferences, send us information, and just keep us engaged. And secondly, they opened doors for us on ways that we could bring our philanthropy together to do something focused. We can do this as philanthropists, as concerned citizens, with the experts, with the professionals who've dedicated their careers to really looking at a tough problem and coming up with next steps. And bottom line, it's just our family's commitment to leave our campsite better than we found it. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you're going for your cup of coffee, you drive up to the barista's window and they tell you, hey, the car ahead of you just bought your cup of coffee? I mean, it just makes your day. And of course, the idea is that you're supposed to pay the barista for a cup of coffee in the car behind you. And really, that's how I look at my conservation philanthropy. That I'm doing my best to take the cup of coffee that's been delivered to me, appreciate it, enjoy it, but yes, pay for the cup of coffee for the people that follow me, so that we are all paying it forward, that we're in it together. That's how we'll make a difference.